You know what time it is. It's time for Broken Plays. I got Perry. I got Jalen. Hayton is MIA. He's acting like Joel Embiid, who is unavailable. And like Jalen always says, your best ability is availability.
Tell him.
Haytham's getting a DNP today. Did not play. Producer's decision.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Zersky.
Yeah.
Shout out to our guy, Eva.
Yeah, shout out to producer Eva for making that roster change. Yo, Perry, how we feeling today?
Bro, honestly, I had an oatmeal cookie at 11:34 a.m. today, from one of my favorite bakeries. What I tell you, I've been making the right decisions all day. Like, take that in. It made me want to be a better person. I don't know if you've ever had a cookie that made you want to be a better person, but wow, oatmeal raisin. Mm-mm.
So, before I ask Jalen how he's feeling, you and Jalen almost every episode get into it. And by the end of this episode, do you think you're still going to want to be a good person with some of the takes that Jalen's going to throw at you?
You see, that's the
Oh,
realization. That's the realization I had, right? So I'm happy you asked that question because I actually thought about that while I ate the cookie. I was like, am I gonna let Jaylon like mess with the homeostasis of my happiness? And the answer is no. So basically, ruining Jaylon's happiness doesn't make me less of a great person because we all love it when
Ali,
he's
Ali.
unhappy. We all love it when he's
Okay.
unhappy. Therefore, it would only make sense
All right.
for us to contribute to what makes the overall group happy. I'm thinking more like a utilitarian argument, right? Like Eva loves it when Jaylon's upset. Hayden loves it when Jaylon's upset. The audience loves it when Jaylon cries on camera. So, bring out your tissues, big dog.
Yo,
Hmm.
yeah, Eva, I'm gonna need you to bring back some tape of Jalen crying. I don't recall this, so I'm gonna need the tape on that.
Did you see your mother go to school? But she told you she went to school, so how do you know?
but
You guys are
but
fucking stupid.
Yo,
theater.
Jalen, you look like you're in a good mood. You just finished eating. Yo, boy, how you feeling, fam?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you guys a story, okay? So it was just me and Malik this weekend. I actually came home yesterday. She was in Syracuse with her homegirls. She comes home. Today is not a holiday for people that go to school and daycare and stuff. So me, I wake up late thinking Ashley already took him to daycare. I wake up and I hear dancing. I'm like, yo, what's this happiness going on in my house? What's going on? So I go upstairs and he's at home. He's dancing. I'm like, oh, good thing I paid for daycare just for this nigga to stay home. Bro, I was so heated, fam. Shut this nigga to daycare, bro. But other than
I
that,
need
I'm
to I
good
need to
still.
know the dance move that you walked into, like what that you walked in on. That's what I need to know. Like, what was the dance move? I need to know like the dance moves Malik has in his arsenal.
I respect myself too much. If
That you
I'm
put
gonna
your
send you, I'm gonna send you the video so you can post it. But I respect myself too much to recreate it.
Brush your teeth from left to right. Brush your teeth in the morning and night. Brush, brush, brush. Brush, brush, brush. Brush your teeth in the morning and night.
Yo, this guy's so funny with lie.
Don't tell me it was like a dancing queen. I
But
can
I'm
see like
good.
a dancing queen and like a stop mid dancing queen, just like one of these. And he's like, what are you doing here?
I can't lie. I can't lie. Elite Heinies. Elite Heinies. I cannot lie.
Like when you walked in on him dancing, right? Did he stop and look at you like you didn't belong? Or was it like, wow,
He
he
can.
caught me for not being at daycare?
He continued dancing and looked at me dead in my eye while he was dancing.
I hope you
Bro,
sent him. I hope you sent him to daycare and after daycare care, just so just so he knows he can't do foul on the play, bro. That's a technical. Vina, how are you
Gee,
today, bro? You're actually glowing. What's going on? What's her name?
no one. Yo, it's the lighting, bro. It's the light. Yo, I got these
Nah,
light. Yo, I
bro.
got
This
these lights. Ooh,
lighting is
yo,
hitting different,
they make the
bro.
boys look sweet, man. Yo, they make
My
man
man's
look
actually
sweet,
looking
man.
like he models like foundation for men, bro. This is crazy.
Yo,
This is crazy. Have you ever had a pimple in your life? Jeez, okay.
I've had pimples before, but you can't see them now, dog. Yo, I'm looking too
Mm-mm.
sweet. Yo, let's
Smells
dive
mildew.
into this. Yo, so it's early in the season, and there's two teams that are supposed to be a playoff team, and they are playing like doo doo. Like when we say doo doo, we're saying doo doo. The Milwaukee Bucks and the 76ers. So I come to you guys today to ask you, Jalen, we'll start with you. When is it time to hit the panic button for either of these two teams and why?
I'll be very honest. This might be a hot take, but I don't think I'm going to hit the panic button with the 76ers. And the reason I say that is just because I kind of knew what I was getting into when I assembled this team. So when I brought Paul George over, I had to have known that I was getting a guy who would be consistently unavailable. I had to have known that Joel Embiid would be consistently unavailable. So when I put this team together, I kept the Kyle Lowrys, the Kelly Oubres, the Nick Batums. I kept the solid role players that would get me over the hump enough to be able to scrape into the playoffs or scrape into that 6th seed. What worries me about the Sixers is Tyrese Maxey's injury. So if I were to hit the panic button, it would be if Tyrese Maxey had an extended period of time where he was out with his injury, if that makes sense. So for me, if I'm the Sixers, I'm chilling because I knew this was inevitable. I just didn't expect Tyrese Maxey to get injured. Now, if I'm the Bucks, it's kind of the same situation but for different reasons. I put myself in the situation when I hired Doc Rivers. Things were good with Adrian Griffin or AJ Griffin?
Adrian Griffin, yeah.
Adrian Griffin. Things were good with Adrian Griffin. They had a positive record. There were multiple games above 500. They were top 10 in the league offensively, top 10 in the league defensively. They were top 10 in the league shooting the three. They were winning games. They looked good. And you got rid of Adrian Griffin. I put myself into this situation by allowing Doc Rivers to come back. I can't now panic. That makes no sense. So for me, if I would hit the panic button if I was Milwaukee solely from the standpoint of I know Giannis is leaving. I feel like a trade request from Giannis is around the corner. I damn sure know that Dame Lillard is leaving. I've never seen such an unhappy hooper in my life. So for me, I think he's giving you the unhappiest buckets I've ever seen in my life.
You can't be called unhappy by the least happy person on our pod. That's crazy.
I'm joy personified. But I'll finish on this. I'm kind of moments away, or maybe a season and a half away from going into the Detroit Pistons conversation of irrelevancy. So I would panic from that standpoint if I was Milwaukee, because if I lose Giannis, I lose Dame, and I just let them walk. So I don't trade. I let them walk. Milwaukee isn't a destination. Doubt Chris Middleton stays. So that's where I would panic if I was Milwaukee. But on the flip side of it, I wouldn't panic because I put myself in this situation.
What about you, Perry?
I have a story, and I think that's how I'm gonna explain things, okay? So my friend ended up dating what we call an Instagram pretty girl. And, at a certain point, this girl had pretty girl syndrome. And I'll explain. You know when you ask for something and you never like it? That's what, like, a lot of the IG pretty girl syndrome was. It was like, let's go to this restaurant, but she didn't like the food. Let's go to the basketball game, but she doesn't like crowds. And there's something that, like, no matter what you try to do, she's never happy. But then, guess what my friend did? He said, let's do something that makes me happy. She had the most fun of her life. Do you know why? Because pretty girl syndrome gets you into the door, but it doesn't keep you in the building. Do you get what I'm saying, fellas? And that's how I feel about Milwaukee. They got the equivalent of an NBA baddie, and like they ended up doing whatever he asked. He asked for Mike Budenholzer to be out. Coach won you a championship. Maybe he didn't ask, but we know his fingerprints are on it. So he left. Then you got Adrian Griffin. They were 30-13. They weren't winning by the margins they were supposed to win as champions. Cool. He left. Then they got Doc Rivers. So what did he resolve that the other two coaches didn't? Thank you. So if I'm the front office of Milwaukee, I'm going to look at myself. I'm going to think. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look into the sun. I'm going to look into the light. The same way Bina is right now. Beautiful lighting, brother. And what I'm going to ask myself is, at what point am I going to sacrifice structure for one player? I lost Drew Holiday, and now I lost championship aspirations because the point guard that I've drafted has told everybody he's unhappy. He even told my wife he's unhappy. How is it that everybody in the city of Milwaukee knows he's unhappy, but nobody traded him? This man wanted to be in Miami. Imagine wanting to be in Miami where you're like, yo, you know what? Like, honestly, I have a nice little summer wardrobe. And now you have to go buy, heavy duty winter jackets because you're going ice fishing in Milwaukee. That's crazy to me. So, Damian Lillard, I understand you, bro. Like, nah. So, that one I think is happening. Unfortunately, I do see Giannis wanting out, but I just don't understand what situation that would be better for him than Milwaukee. terms
Okay,
of
okay, okay.
in terms of power and legacy. You know, like Golden State,
Fair.
yeah, he can go and you're gonna play with better players, but you remember what he said after that first championship. Me, I always like to watch someone in their first year accomplishing something because at that point I know who like they want me to believe they are. And he said, if I don't win another championship in my life, the way we earned this one, like solidifies my career. I'm loosely paraphrasing. Am I wrong on that one, Jaylon? I'm gonna ask. That's
No,
about what he said.
he
So
did say
now,
that.
so
Yeah,
now
he said he wanted to be a lifer in Milwaukee too.
Perfect. So now, before you mute yourself, I'm going to ask you one more question. When you heard that comment, I personally took it as a shot to Kevin Durant and like everybody else who makes super
Yes,
teams. That's what you took it
Yeah,
as?
yeah, yeah.
absolutely,
So now,
absolutely.
will you respect a Golden State championship for him?
Will I respect
A Golden
for
State
Giannis?
championship. Yes. Even if he wins Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and Finals MVP, I can't win it I can't respect it in Golden State because if everybody threw shots at KD, I want them all to sit on that
Hmm.
same island. So
Yeah,
no,
and I get what you're saying.
bro, if KD caught heat for that, I want everybody in that same boat. You join Steph Curry, you get the KD treatment, or else we need to have a different conversation. But
He
Giannis is
should
a
go to
top five
Toronto.
player. Sure. Giannis is supposed to be a top five player. Am I wrong?
You're right.
Prior to Lillard's trade, what was he? I think he was an undisputed top 10. Can we agree with that?
Before the little trade, he wasn't top 5.
No, when he was in Portland, what was he? I think he was top 10.
Damian Lillard.
Yes.
Lillard?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Okay.
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Portland.
I thought
I'm
you were
saying
talking
in
about
Portland.
Giannis. My bad.
In Portland,
Yeah,
right? Do you
yeah,
have him as a
yeah, yeah,
top?
yeah.
Do you have him right now?
Probably top 20.
Is it the age? Like, do you think his game is aging out? So what does that tell us?
I wouldn't say the game. I think it goes back to the point that Jalen made before. He's just not playing happy. And
Uh,
like, it sounds like a crazy concept.
this is gonna be very reckless coming from me. This is gonna be very reckless. I don't really
Yeah, yeah,
do
go.
happiness. I don't really do happiness. He asked for the trade. He got the trade. He loved what he had in Portland. I personally feel that happiness for that Milwaukee Bucks team is winning because it's not like you're looking forward to going ice fishing. It's not like there's any nightlife in Milwaukee. It's not like there's like, what are you going to do in Milwaukee that's going to make you happy outside of winning basketball games? Like, that's why you go to
You
Milwaukee.
make
Do you
that
know what
point.
Milwaukee is to me? Milwaukee is if I got super heavy and I went to jail, I'm coming back out in shape. The reason why is that I have access to a gym, and that is the culture. So now, if I'm going to essential basketball prison, why else would I be in Milwaukee?
But
And don't
I
tell me
think,
Damian Lillard is snowshoeing.
but I think that Damian Lillard's like his desire to go to Miami was also rooted in expanding his own brand as well, which he can't do in Milwaukee. So I know that in previous interviews and podcasts, he had alluded to wanting to start multiple businesses and exploring business ventures. You can't really do that in Milwaukee as opposed to doing that in comparisons to doing that in Miami. And obviously, listen, I completely agree with what you're saying in terms of his like when you're in Milwaukee, if because he claimed that he wanted to win a championship, he wanted to be in a winning environment and a winning situation. How can you not do that with Giannis? I get that, but I think we also have to
The team
look
won a
at the
championship
other
2 years
side of
ago.
it. Sorry,
The team won a championship 2 years ago.
no, no, Perry, I'm agreeing with that point. I'm just saying I also think that his decision for wanting to leave Portland, because don't get me wrong, Portland is just as shit as Milwaukee. What is in
No,
Portland?
Portland has like the world's like it's on a coastal region and it has the world's biggest fish market.
Portland, Oregon.
It has like one of the biggest fish markets.
What I'm gonna do with a fish market?
It's like internationally recognized. Make your own custom made fishing routes. Like, what do you want me to tell you? You're like, what's in Portland? I told you there are fish.
Perry,
Go
Perry,
find
Perry, Perry, Perry,
Nemo.
Perry, Perry, Perry.
Go find Nemo.
You told me what's important. I asked you what's important, and you said fish.
Yeah, go find Nemo.
Stop.
What am I supposed to tell you? No, for real. And then
Okay.
my next one, I have the Sixers. So I have a question for you guys. But I'll go with myself then.
Did he?
Hayden pulls up on me and he's like, I'll be at your house in 15 minutes. I start a shower, like I eat my food, I get a whole workout in. Long story short, I'm an hour past the time Halem told me he'd be there, every time he told me he'd be there. So now on the 11th time, Halem, life is on the line, knock on wood, it never happens. And, he calls me. Do you think he can then call you guys and then be like, hey, Perry was late, I can't believe it, I'm mad at him? If you all knew that I have a history of being late?
Because you're still late.
I showed you that's who I am.
But like the
I
thing
showed you
is,
that's who I am.
you always late, or are you
No, in this
always late
example,
and on time?
I'm always late sporadically. So no, not on time. Good
You're not
question though.
always.
I like that.
You could go an hour late.
I can go an hour late, 2 hours late, 3 hours late, but I'm late. Can you be mad at me for being late now? No. That is what the Sixers are to me. They did an NBA record. This is history. They actually pulled history. Joel Embiid got suspended without playing. How do you tell the man who's not playing that he's not playing more than he's not playing? That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes absolutely no sense. Like how are you even getting into like I understand like the whole premise and I'm not going to go in and talk about what's right and what's wrong. But like what questions does like an interviewer have to ask Joel Embiid post game on a game he didn't play? And I'm asking, am I tripping? Like, if you want to know about his health, ask about like asking the pre-game interviews, like asking the shoot around, like all of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. So all
Yeah.
of those things like considered, I think Milwaukee has pretty girl syndrome and they need to figure that out. And I think the Sixers decided to assemble the injured avatars.
Yo, Hatham, welcome. You got a DNP for the first quarter, but you're back.
Sub me in, coach.
Yo, when is it the right time to hit the panic button on the Bucks or the Sixers if there is ever a time to hit the panic button?
The East is kind of shitty right now at the moment. Yeah, all the teams are pretty bad. The only good team is the Cavaliers right now and the Celtics. So every other team in the conference doesn't really have a winning record. So no one's over 500. So it's been only 8 games. The Bucks have the biggest issue because they're already going throughout the league and asking different league members about making trades already, right? But they're already in the second apron. So it doesn't make any sense to make any trades because, let's say, for example, Brook Lopez right now, $23 million. Does anyone want Brook Lopez? Are you going to find another player with 20?
Can I ask a question? What about a 2-8 team do you want to keep?
2-8 team? 2-8 team is still a good team. Just had a slow start, right?
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? Like you can go.
That is fair.
No, they're tied for. Firstly, you can't call them a good team if they're tied like they're 14th out of 15 teams in their conference. That's one. Two, they've been imploding since the playoffs.
Sure, didn't the Dallas Mavericks last year start like really bad, horribly before they went to the finals?
And they made trades.
But
They made trades though.
Nathan's point is justified because of the way he
That's
put
what I'm
it.
saying. But I'm
They
saying
made
That's
trades.
what you're saying.
Pardon
no,
me?
but
That's what he's saying.
did they make trades to the star players or did they make like just little trades? I'm saying like yes, their team
They
is
got PJ Washington.
PJ Washington is a game changer.
For them, yes. That was a
But
vital
it
piece to
doesn't.
their playoff run.
I'm telling
Who's their
you,
third
you're telling me
option?
PJ Washington made them from a lottery team to an NBA Finals team.
That's not what I said.
They're basically implying that because I
No,
said they
that's not
weren't
what
the
I said.
playoff
Because
team.
I never thought they were lottery. You said they had the same start, and then you said they had the same start as Miami, not Miami, sorry, as Milwaukee, and we shouldn't press the button for concern. I said that doesn't make any sense because the Dallas Mavericks made trades. They made trades at
They
the
made
deadline.
trades. But I'm saying right now, there's like yes, there is some like panic to their level, but not as big as a panic as you're like 2-8 is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because the East right now, someone is in 4th and they're 4-5. So you're telling me there's a 2-game like that's a 3-game difference in the stats, right? So like maybe if the East was what it was before, like last year or the year before, but the East is kind of shitty right now, right? Sure, isn't Miami 3rd right now? Like a 4-5 record.
Miami
Moment.
6 with a 4-5 record.
So that's 4-5. So that's only 3 games difference, right? The wins and losses, Calgary. So yeah, you can panic. I just think Milwaukee's in a worse situation than the 76ers for the simple fact that they have contracts they can't move. But they have to do contracts one for one. They have no picks. A lot of the other league members have their picks. So like let's say I think the Pelicans have their picks for the Drew Holiday trade, their first round pick unprotected. I don't have any of their second round picks. They have a couple. But I don't know what you do if you're Milwaukee. You might just have to just fire Doc Rivers. It just might be a coaching change because the coaches might like not be able to reach their players.
Might.
I probably don't want to do it. That's the thing they might have to. That's the only like logical
Do you know what
explanation because they
confuses
just
me,
fired their coach
Nathan?
last year.
Do you know what confuses me? Do you know what confuses me? So this is their third coach, right? So we're gonna play a game called 1, 2, 3. So you go Mike Budenholzer, then you go Adrian, and then you go Glenn.
Rivers.
Glenn Rivers. I'm so confused. And what you keep is Glenn? That's the part that's like it's baffling to me. Like I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but the part that bamboozles me the most is that like
You're
like
getting
I
rid
have
of
a
them.
but no, like I personally think it's a coaching change. I just don't think he's equipped to coach like this team right now. I just don't think it's his team to coach. But I'm saying like, when you said like the point you hit me with
Also, don't have
that
anyone in house.
bamboozles me. The point you hit me with that bamboozles me is when you were like they don't want to trade, like they don't want to get rid of him. I'm like, wait, like I understand they got rid of a lot of head coaches, but like, come on, at a certain point you have to grow up. Like whatever
My
the
thing is
optics are,
like
the optics are.
normally when you get rid of a head coach, you have like a
A
backup
replacement in
plan.
mind.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm
you
calling
you
Adrian and
barely
I'm
start dating and you're like,
apologizing.
oh, what?
I'm calling Adrian and I'm apologizing.
It's already on the payroll anyways, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey Adrian, do you remember us? It's gonna be a hey big head text. Hey big head. Hee hee. So remember that time we said you were fired? That was a little misunderstanding. We'll talk about it over dinner and a contract extension.
My fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, like you only signed your copy of the contract, therefore it's null and void. Bro, I'm looking for every legal loophole. I'm crawling back if I have to.
Think they trade Giannis? Just
No.
blow it up?
If they trade Giannis, take Milwaukee and just give it to Vancouver.
Yo,
But
wait, yo, guys,
that's what I said.
let me read you this funny tweet. Let me read you this funny tweet quick. So someone tweeted was like 2008 Celtics were the greatest team of all time, and there's just no debate. They won a championship with Doc Rivers as the head coach. No one has ever done that, and no other team ever could. Okay. Yo, someone replied, KG screamed anything is possible because they won with Doc Rivers as the head coach. I just had to share that.
It's crazy.
I think
Not wrong though.
that segues into my second question. Do we have to reevaluate the success of that Celtics team?
I mean,
Because, like, personally, I thought it was just one championship, right? Like, I was like, oh, it's like one championship. Like, that doesn't really matter. But, like, brothers.
they had other injuries too, right? That didn't allow them to win championships. Like I think they probably would have beat the Lakers. Perkins never got injured.
In
Mm,
2010.
Yeah.
So, the 76ers, bro, they just need to chill out. But their organization is so garbage. Yo, imagine the day prior, I get cheesed at a reporter, right? I get cheesed. Like I'm heated. Like I'm gonna put hands on this man, right? Next day, you give this man access card to the locker room.
I understand it. Embiid wasn't
Well,
playing. Like, what
but my thing
business
is,
does
what?
he have communicating post game with the players that didn't even play pre game, bro? That's what
But Perry,
confuses me.
but Perry,
J-Rod,
you're not thinking about this.
no, I am. Like, if
This
you
is
and I
the
have a
star.
problem,
This is the star of your franchise.
Like
This is
I
the
this,
face
totally
of your
understand.
franchise.
If you and I have a problem, right, and I'm not playing, you're like, yo, Perry, when I see you on the court, it's on site. And I'm not on the court. How can it be on site?
No, but that's different.
no. The thing is, he sees. The thing is, let's say, for example, you're heated at someone. This man just stole your girl, for example. You're heated. You're like, yo, bro, he was my best friend. This, whatever. When I see him on site, I'm gonna break him. And then I decide, because I'm boys with him, to bring him. I'm like, yo, I'm hanging out with you, Perry. We're gonna go hoop, right? I decide to bring him. I call him. I'm like, yo, Perry's here. Or I was like, oh, someone else is here. You should pull up. And I know the situation is happening, right?
Wait, how much
Because he
do I
told
like
me.
this girl? How much do I like this girl? How much do I like this girl?
Perry is so weird.
Like you were thinking of ring shopping the next day, kind of thing.
And
Perry said, how much do I
you're
like
still
her?
friends? You're still friends with him, bro? We're all fighting. No, we're all fighting.
See how you went. See
But the
how you
thing is,
went, right?
he wasn't friends with the reporter. He wasn't friends with the reporter.
Hathan, you caught him. Hathan, you caught him.
He
Hathan, you
wasn't
caught him.
friends
But
with. He wasn't friends with the
you see how
reporter.
you looked at me? You see how you looked at me and you said, you?
Yeah,
That's how I look at the 76ers, bro.
but the thing
You
is, you're
guys
not
brought
paying me.
this man in here?
But I didn't sign a contract with you. You're not paying me. My job is to interact with these reporters. Like, yes, he shouldn't have got the pass. Like, sure, we'll give that to him. But like, to me, this whole Sixers organization is the equivalent of getting like of that reporter that day. The whole organization is getting shoved into that same locker that reporter did.
The reporter would never see the inside of the locker room after that, bro.
I agree.
So
After you said that, because I didn't really
It's
see it that
time
way.
to move on. Yo, let's talk about which sophomores we believe have started to take the biggest leap. So, with this question, you are allowed to answer with potential. So, someone who has started to take the leap and you think throughout the season they will continue to take this leap. I'll go first and I'll say I'll put up Grady Dick. I think the way he's playing with the Toronto Raptors is showing that he was the right pick for them 2 years ago. Like his shooting is like amazing right now. The numbers that he's putting up, and he's doing more than just shooting the basketball. So I'd like to give him a shot because last year I was like, damn, the Raptors really picked this guy, and they're in like a transition year, but he's showing that he can ball, and it's a step in the right direction for that organization. So I'll put up Grady Dick and say I think Grady Dick right now is showing one of the biggest leaps. And I think there is potential throughout the season to see him do that because he's going to be getting the minutes and he's one of the stars on the team, especially with Scotty Barnes injured at the moment. So him along with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and stuff, I think that team is building something and I think it's a step in the right direction. So I would give my pick to Grady Dick. Jalen, who you got?
Who I have is Bilal Coulibaly off the Wizards. I think he's been playing very, very well for the Wizards in the kind of poor organization. All of his numbers have skyrocketed. So from 9 points per game to shooting 57% from the field, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, nearly 40%, so 38.7% from three, 82% from the free throw line. He just looks better. I'm sorry, last year he averaged 8.4 points per game, so he just looks better. He's facilitating well. He's passing the eye test. In terms of, I think the biggest thing was the strength. He was getting kind of bullied last year in his rookie season. So I think for me, Bilal Coulibaly has taken a very big leap for the Wizards, and the Wizards should trade Corey Kispert.
Hate them.
I'm gonna say Bilal Coulibaly, but I will say Lively. I think Lively's doing a really good job. I think coming in and he's just kind of not really given the runway he deserves, where he has Gafford kind of coming behind him at all times, so he's always looking behind him, but he's Diddy. He's doing a really good job on just producing in the minutes he has. He's doing everything he can. Telling Perry the other day, I think having Gafford is more of a hindrance on the Dallas Mavericks because I think they should get a wing defender instead of another big because they're missing a wing defender. Having Klay Thompson out there doesn't really do it, and I think PJ Washington doesn't really help them because I think guarding the point guard position is very helpful, but also having a guy that can kind of stretch the court. And then another person that I didn't think would be that great, but he's pretty good, just an honorable mention. The guy in Hornets, Brandon Miller.
Brandon
I
Miller.
hate you with all
That's
my
not what I
heart.
said.
With all my heart. You didn't even need to take two players.
I do it more of a nomination. The guy, like, he's doing really well. Like everyone thought Scoot Henderson should have been better than him, but he's actually doing really well. And my last one, because I'm going to steal this from Perry as well, John George on the Jazz is really good too.
Keontae George.
You don't even know the names, bro. Did you just Google this? You just Googled these.
I actually know the draft class. I play fantasy basketball, bro.
Say no more.
Wait, sorry. So you when you had mentioned Brandon Miller, he's averaging the same numbers. So how is that a leap?
I think overall he's fitting seamlessly with LaMelo. Like, yeah, he could have had all the runway he had last year, but it's just one of those things where he was the main guy and the whole team was injury prone at that point. Everyone was injured, so it's more like just producing. Like he's producing with LaMelo, and LaMelo's averaging like 25. So it's like one of those things where he's kind of par, like 1A, 1B.
On par.
Yeah, on par.
Man said par.
Perry.
And Perry.
I have Brandon Miller. I think he's like a great pick beside LaMelo Ball. But I mainly have Brandon Miller there as like my emergent pick because of circumstance. I think LaMelo Ball is taking that next step in his basketball maturation as a point guard, and I think Brandon Miller is a player that not only complements it, but is a player that is going to greatly benefit from it as well. And my next one, I have Chet Holmgren. Personally, I thought he should have got more love for Rookie of the Year last year, being more first place votes. However, I understand the Wemby effect. But what I'm seeing in Chet and what I understand from these Thunder team, I feel like Chet is that like integral piece that you need to hold you down defensively, but he's also hitting catch and shoot threes. He's the trailer on a lot of threes. He's putting enough pressure on the rim, and he attacks closeouts very well. So I have to say, Chet Holmgren, I think, makes that Thunder team a team to be feared. Get well
Question:
soon.
He count even though he's in his third year technically?
Could he have won Rookie of the Year last year?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, therefore he counts.
It was just a question. I was just
No,
asking.
I know. But like number two, he counts.
Ben Simmons could win Rookie of the Year last year. Does he consider it as well?
I was gonna put him up there too. I was gonna put it.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers are the best team in the league right now, undefeated, 11-0 the day we recorded this podcast. Hatham, are they actually a contender? And for Jalen, I worded the second part of this question like this, because he has mentioned it before when Mitchell played on the Utah Jazz that they're a really good regular season team. Or are they just another Donovan Mitchell regular season good team?
Definitely a contender. I think any team in the East is top 3 or top 4 is a contender. I think the East is pretty.
Define
Boston.
contender when you say it, because I guess like everybody in the league is a contender then.
I think if you're a top 4 seed in the East, you like in any conference, you're a contender to go to the finals. Like depending on your conference, if you're a top 4 seed, you're a contender.
Did you
right?
not say the top 4 seeds were?
Saying if you get to the playoffs and you're top 4, you have home court advantage, right? You have home court advantage in the first round. Then you have either if you're a second seed, you have home court advantage in the next round, right? And then at when you get into the playoffs, it's basically just luck at that point, right? Let's say Jason Tatum goes down. Do you think that team can beat Cavs?
Assuming
What I mean,
Porzingis is playing. Assuming Porzingis is playing.
Porzingis hasn't played. Porzingis hasn't been playing. He's out.
Okay, so
He's out until January.
Porzingis is out. I still have the Celtics over the Cavs. I don't trust.
I'm saying like at any point anyone can get injured, right?
Yeah, I get what you're
Halliburton
saying.
last year was basically injured. I don't know. The coaching is really rotation is really good right now. I think Garland, I think Mitchell taking a back seat and letting Garland do his thing is helping them, and Mobley's development is doing really well.
So Mitchell not being the guy is helping. Okay. Sorry, continue. My bad.
But that's growth and maturation, right? You give your 1A, B like opportunity to go and do his runway, right?
I think I said this last year. I think I said they need to play through Darius Garland, if I'm not mistaken. Did I say that?
Yep, we both. Yep.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's growth and maturation. It's like Kobe. Kobe was averaging how much was Smush Parker, and then he started averaging how much with Pau Gasol, right?
Well, it's not like Smush Parker started dribbling the ball more, bro. I think with every day he dribbled less.
That was a reach. That was a reach. That was a reach. That was a reach. That was a reach.
I'm just saying, like, what I'm trying to tell you is like it doesn't help you for winning, right? Like you need your co-star to be able to do his thing.
But
Like,
Smush Parker was
Donovan
never a co-star. Like Kobe wouldn't let Smush Parker become his co-star.
It's not like I'm saying. What I'm trying to explain is that you have to let them have their run rate. Like Donovan Mitchell's still averaging 22. The only reason he's not averaging more points is that they're blowing out teams, right? So he doesn't get to play in the fourth quarter in more than half of his games. But anyways, all right. That's basically my point.
I love the point.
Jalen.
You guys know how I feel about Donovan Mitchell. I don't think I got to go over it again. One thing I will agree.
Zach LaVine over Donovan Mitchell? For the
What?
record, you're still taking Zach LaVine over Donovan Mitchell?
Cam Whitmore over Donovan Mitchell. But
Not a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. But what I will say is that I think they look a lot better due to the fact that Darius Garland is initiating everything and they're playing through Darius Garland. I think, like I've said this once, I've agreed with Perry when he said it. I think everything needs to flow through Darius Garland for the Cleveland Cavaliers to be successful. Donovan Mitchell cannot be the be all and end all of your franchise. And I think that we're seeing Evan Mobley step up and step into who he truly is going to be in this league, which is kind of like your Swiss Army knife, your Lamar Odom, almost like Draymond Green-ish, do what you need him to do, not do too much type player. I think they got good role players too. I don't know where Ty Jerome came out from, but he's been super useful this year. Did not see that coming. And they're getting useful minutes from Dean Wade as well, which is super weird. But yeah, I think I wouldn't go as far as to say the Cavaliers are contenders, because I don't think they are contenders. I think they're a little too young, too inexperienced. I think you still have to beat Boston. I consider the 76ers more of a contender, if assuming health, than I do the Cleveland Cavaliers, just because they've been to multiple playoff runs, multiple deep playoff runs, conference semifinals, I guess. But yeah,
Perry.
Perry on mute.
I'm gonna attack this differently because I see how everybody's moving. I'm not gonna be a hater, but I am gonna be a hater. So Haydom, your definition of contender was cute at best. Perfect. So for the Cavs, I just want a show of hands. By the end of the season, do we see the Celtics being better than the Cavs? Yes or no? Hands up for yes. Assuming health.
What are we doing? Record or just like eye test? Like, what are you doing?
Both.
Better know.
Record, eye test wise. We'll say, you know what? We'll say record, eye test, and potential to win a championship. Do we have the Celtics end of the season? Considering those three.
Yes.
Do we put the Bucks over?
No.
Do we put the Sixers over? Assuming health for both. For everyone.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can't assume health. Well, Embiid hasn't played more than 40 games, bro, in the last years.
Brother.
It's like
So
me saying
when I say that I think the Cavs are legitimate contenders, I'm not assuming like the whole starting five is injured.
not injured right now is my point.
No, I understand. I'm saying by the end of the season, someone's going to be injured on someone's starting lineup. Needless to say, my question or my line of questioning came because I look at this. I don't see the Cavs as a top 4 team. I have the Magic above them by the end of the season. I have Sixers, Bucks, and Celtics. I love what what Donovan Mitchell is able to do, but I just don't see this team. No. Eminem in 8 Mile has a sentence. He said, "Didn't you listen to the last round, meathead? Be careful. You're saying the same stuff that he said," which means that we're recycling things. We're taking things from the past and we're just dressing it with different makeup. That being said, I just don't see it. I think Donovan Mitchell is a phenomenal regular season performer. I'm not saying he doesn't perform well in the playoffs, but I'm saying I literally saw the Celtics tiptoe to a championship last year. Like they didn't have to put their whole foot on the ground. Like there was no challenge. So I can't really look at the Cavs as a team that's even better than the Knicks by the end of the season. I think they're a piece away. That Mikal Bridges trade would have been phenomenal for them.
So we're gonna move on and we're gonna do a similar draft, and I'm gonna try and do this every week. So this week, for our draft, we're gonna draft the best defensive players to make an all-defensive team. So the rules are you have to pick 2 guards, 2 forwards, and 1 center, and we're gonna go in a snake draft. We're gonna start with Jaylon, Perry, Hatham, double Hatham, Perry, and Jaylon, and so on and so on.
Are we going current players or all time?
Current players only.
Okay.
Current
But
players only.
they have to have had made a all defensive team.
No, you pick your you pick whoever you want.
Okay, perfect. Then I got the assignment. And we're going with guards right now.
Everybody's healthy. Everybody's healthy.
Everyone's healthy.
And does it matter which order in which we choose?
No, you
Any
guys
order.
can choose whoever. You just have to make sure you have 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
Say less.
Jaylon, you're on the clock.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perry, you're on the clock.
But we need a brother ew right here when he said Giannis.
Brother,
I have Anthony Davis.
Oh, that would have been my pick.
Okay. Hatham, double pick. You're on the clock.
Drew Holiday. I got Bam Adebayo.
I like that. Perry, you're back on the clock.
Perfect. 1 second. I have to eliminate some of these names. Okay, so I have a question for us. Is Evan Mobley a center to us, or are we gonna consider him a power forward?
I would say center,
Mobley?
but
He's a power forward, bro.
no, he's a power forward because Jared Allen's their center.
Okay, and Anthony Davis is playing center this season. Can I move him to my power forward position, or do they have to be drafted at that position?
Just draft whoever you want, brother.
Wemby.
Did you draft him as a power forward?
Yeah, Wemby is my center.
Wemby?
Yeah.
Okay. Jaylon.
I have double pick. I'm gonna go Victor Wembanyama. You just picked Victor Wembanyama.
He just took Wemby.
I'll trade him for Giannis.
No,
Giannis was a horrible pick, brother.
you're a whole pick, brother. I'll go Jonathan Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac? That nigga can't even plays 15 minutes, bro.
You're so
Why are you
passionate,
worried
Haydom.
about
You're
me,
so
bro?
passionate. It's the purple law.
Yeah, and Jaylon?
And then I'll go Alex Caruso.
Caruso, sorry.
Play for Churro, huh?
Churro.
I want to say I'm struggling between Jaden McDaniels and Jalen Brown.
Pick one.
Hmm.
Us.
Yeah.
But because Hater's probably gonna pick one and the other.
I'm going McDaniels.
You guys are idiots. Like there's no injuries. Like everyone's healthy, 100%.
Wait,
Yeah,
time out,
everyone's
time
healthy,
out.
bro.
No, I'm going
No,
Brown.
it's,
I'm going
it's
Brown.
split. I'm picking Kawhi and I'm picking OG.
You locked in your pick.
I'm
Okay,
picking
so
Kawhi
what?
and OG, bro.
Okay,
Kawhi and OG.
Yeah,
okay.
bro.
You think I care? You go pick Kawhi.
Who cares, bro?
You don't know my life, dude. I have Herb Jones. Got my 2. Yeah. Actually, no, my bad. I have Derek White. Let me listen to my heart. I have Derek White.
Bro, you can't keep allowing this, man. He keeps flip flopping.
No, I don't. I did it once.
I'll give him that one. I didn't give him the other one. I'll give him that one.
I did it once. Yeah. Now
Don't
you're
say
out here.
Jalen, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Bill.
Picking.
Yo, Jalen, your 2 picks.
My next
The way you
pick.
said, yeah, Haytham on that one, bro.
Okay. My next pick will be. This
Kuzi?
one's tough. My next pick is going to be Russell Westbrook.
Boo.
And then I'm going to pick Dylan Brooks for the vibes.
Westbrook, Giannis, and Dylan Brooks on defense.
Yes, sir. We clamping, baby.
Jonathan Isaac and Alex Caruso.
Okay,
Oh, wait, let me be Perry. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to pick Scotty Barnes.
Oh, he is going to pick Scotty Barnes now.
are you finished?
Nah, I'm playing.
Are you finished?
Yeah,
No,
who
I
you
just need to
picking?
know. You know what? I'm gonna move Derek White to my 1, to my point guard position.
Where was he before?
He was at my 2. Then I'm gonna put Jalen Brown at my 2.
I hate them.
Win, bro.
No, you don't. You thought you won.
Team is Drew Holiday, Shea, OG, Kawhi, and Bam.
And my team is Wemby, Davis, McDaniels, Jalen Brown, and Derek White. I think
Should I say my team? Should I
No.
say my team?
Poop
Yeah,
and
yeah,
poop.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, my team. Russ at the 1. Caruso at the 2. Dylan Brooks at the 3. Jonathan Isaac at the 4. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 5. Yes, sir.
I'm not even confident with that pick, bro. Who pick is Giannis?
Yo, who pick us? Yo, learn
Yes.
English, buddy.
Who pick is?
Who pick us?
All right, yo. So we gonna let you, the listeners, the viewers, vote. Would Hatham's team, Jalen's team, or Perry's team win in a 3-team tournament? You
What?
gonna tell us?
No.
No. Yo, I threw a curveball. Hey, I make the rules. Yo, you made your team, and now your team got to go out there and compete.
To get stops, yeah,
The
to get
listeners and the
stops.
viewers are going to decide which team would win.
I'm calling a breach of contract on this one because that's not what I agreed to.
Oh, you can't call a breach
Yo,
or nothing.
Jalen, talk to your boy. Talk to your boy, bro.
You're the
Bob, who do you have winning?
Don't involve me. Me, I'm chilling.
Are you being serious or no?
The producer's with me.
Who's
Emma's with
I'm
me.
chilling, bro.
Whatever then. You think I care? I don't.
So you're not confident in your team. Yo, you drafted your team. You're there talking shit about Jalen's team. Jalen didn't even
Bro, we're
play.
still on this?
Jalen
We're
sat
still
here
on
like,
this?
Cross your arms. Perry, cross your arms.
Who's your favorite team?
Are you finished or are you done?
Favorite team?
yo, as the rule maker, I don't get a vote.
What?
No, but like, let's say you got
You
the
voted
vote.
on the other topics.
I do really like Hatham's team. I gotta admit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, first team all
I do
defense.
really like Hatham's team.
I lied when I said I liked your lighting.
Eva, unmute yourself. We got a producer. Who you picking? Yeah.
If I remember, we're boys, huh?
Yeah.
I thought your
I
name
know
was
Perry.
Farah.
You all go first.
Yeah, Perry, name your team, and then Hatham, go with your team, and then Jalen, tell us your team.
It's between me and Perry, bro. JL's team has Westbrook starting at the 1, bro. Man doesn't play
Yes, sir.
defense, he's
We
fine.
locking up, baby.
Okay, I have Wemby
First
at my
team all
5.
defense.
I have Wemby at my 5, Davis at my 4, McDaniels at my 3, Jalen Brown at my 2, and my 1 is Derek White. Are you serious right now?
All right. Giannis at the 5.
Like we're actually asking Jalen?
Jonathan Isaac at the 4. Dylan Brooks at the 3. Caruso at 2. And my guy Russie at 1.
I got Drew Holiday. I got Shea. I got OG. I got Kawhi, and I got Bam. Everyone's healthy, by the way.
Are you being serious? So why is Halem over mine? Why is Halem over mine defensively?
Like, you need to you can switch, bro.
Because of
Like,
Kawhi? I have
you
one.
had-
Kawhi's playing 1 quarter and then he's done, fam.
He's healthy, bro. In
I
a
have
vacuum.
He's going to be healthy and then become unhealthy. That's how it works.
I have
Brother,
Victor
if I
Wembanyama.
go onto 2K, you think he's getting injured?
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Actually, funny story. He did get injured in 2K when I played against Devin, bro.
And then Perry wants to know why I threw you guys this curveball. This is exactly why I threw the curveball. Y'all debated. This guy's calling out his team. Jalon's telling us that Isaac is that guy.
Are we done? We're not. We're done.
We're done.
I'll
Are
say
we
what.
keeping you from something, Hatham?
What?
Are we keeping you from something, bro?
No, I'm just asking, bro, because I was just
That's
like,
all good, yo.
I was gonna
That's
say to be
it for
continued.
broken
That's what I was
plays.
gonna say. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out which team would win the tournament. And I'm gonna throw another curveball at you guys next week, where we're gonna pick, and I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna pick. Y'all fuck around, find out. Thank you for tuning in to Broken Plays.
Gee.